Hey, did you find anything?
No.
I thought I saw his footprints, but
No, and I thought I saw that weird shirt he was wearing that one day. That V-neck.
Hawaiian shirt
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
That's
weird.
It's a really weird shirt.
You know.
Oh, my God. It's really dark out here. Why would he even come out here?
Do you
There's
see
no
that
women
glow
out here.
ahead?
Yeah.
What is it? Hold up.
Is that a
Is
flashlight?
No, that's moonlight glinting off of
What is?
a pompadour.
I knew he had a fake pompadour. Couldn't have been that good.
Or is it just sentient? Did it leave him?
Why is it jumping? Run!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fuck.
Whatever this podcast is.
Welcome to the frock.
Welcome to the fuck rotation.
Yeah.
Hey. It's the free
Everybody
rotation.
get
Get it
up.
right.
But hello, everyone. Welcome to the Free Rotation podcast.
Sup?
I am your host today, Bibby, joined by Beckles
Hi.
and fuck. What was I? I had something for. I had a new title.
He forgot my name.
No, Angie, I know your name. I was gonna the Fuhrer.
I think he said Fiora.
No, I said sure.
Führer. Oh, Fury.
Nick Fury. Get an eye patch.
But I'm going to use my supreme leadership for good.
Fair.
Look at how spooky. She always hoards the treats.
Nice.
You know what reminds me of Pizza Oven's Missing 411,
Wow.
and that's what we're talking about today.
Missing 411. It's not missing star 69.
I wish it was just missing 69.
Oh, I thought we were talking about 911. Oh.
No.
We don't need you paramedics and police officers.
What do you do in a fire? Stop, drop, and roll. Actually, I don't think you're supposed to do that, actually. I think you're supposed to crawl. Never mind. We'll talk about that in another episode. Never mind. Actual safety tips for fires.
They just want us to burn.
But, Bobby, really, what are we talking about?
Are you just going to stand there and watch me burn?
Let's go. Okay.
Oh, that's a song.
Yeah, you got
Went
there.
over my pompadour. Anyway, Missing 411 is a series of books in which author David Pilates
Bless you.
Pilates. I like
Pilates.
Pilates.
Yeah.
documents the disappearance of people in national parks and campsites.
Creepy.
He is a former detective for the San Jose Police Department, so, he's experienced with missing people and such.
Yeah.
And some park rangers allegedly spoke to him and was like, hey, we got these unexplained disappearances in national parks, and there wasn't a whole lot of investigation done into them. Can you check it out for us? And he was like, sure, I'm retired. Why not?
Well, and I think the thing about, we've talked about before, especially with like the big feats and stuff like that, is that national parks, they're just, or forests in that acreage is so big, you don't know what is in it or what's happening in there. So it is interesting to see that they are talking about these people who've just magically gone missing.
It's the stairs.
It's always the stairs.
Angie, are you okay? You're just like sitting there looking, rocking back and forth like you're in a trance.
I think the big feet got me.
Oh, God. No, they're communicating with her.
Oh, Jesus.
No, Sassy Squatch.
Wait, I did want to tell y'all, and I guess we could do it where everybody can think I'm crazy. Last night I woke up because I heard a noise outside on my deck, and when I looked,
Sounds like dick.
but I saw two hands on my window and a face. I rolled over and went back to sleep because I ain't got time for that. But I was like, I bet that's a Sasquatch.
Were you trying to mind speak with a Sasquatch?
No, I was very trying hard not to. I can talk a big game, but when it's going to happen, I'm.
You gonna roll over and go back to sleep?
Yeah.
I'm the same fucking way. Like a ghost. Yeah, I'll kick your fucking ass. And then I see one, and I'll just shit my pants and walk away.
Yeah.
Fuck
Nobody
that.
got time for that.
Yeah, fuck no.
Maybe Blue does.
Boo would fuck up with Sasquatch.
She would.
Yeah.
Look at her. She's getting ready right now.
Clearly-
Dun, 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 dun.
Ouch. No. Anyway,
Yeah.
so he asked the Park Service for records, for the missing people, using a Freedom of Information request. They said they didn't have a list, and it would cost $34,000 for a fucking list because they had to pay to put a staff together. That's a lot of fucking money for a piece.
That's a lot of bullshit, too.
Yes.
That is a lot of bullshit because you're telling me that you don't have a pre-made list of people who have gone missing in national parks because, hey, guess what? That's probably information that needs to be provided to, I don't know, law enforcement.
Exactly.
And the government.
And the government.
They have this. This is one of the big conspiracies.
Yes. And so he's like, oh, but I'm a published author. So he asked for a list using his writer's exemption, which waives the fee. And he got called back from their lawyer and was like, nah, bruh, your books aren't in enough libraries. So you got to pay it. And he asked how much would it be in total for every list for every national park. It'd be $1.4 million, which is fucking insane. It smells like a cover-up. And maybe like some Skinwalker Doritos.
I bet that's what it smells like, to be honest.
If that's what bullshit smells like, that's definitely Skinwalker Ranch Doritos. But the thing is, like, if anybody knows anything about law and all of this stuff, if you are doing, most of the time when you have a Freedom of Information Act, you are supposed to provide that regardless of whatever amount of money it costs because you have the freedom of, even an open records request, you have to do that. So you're also supposed to make it accessible. You can't make it to where it's almost impossible for anybody to pay for it. So the fact that they did do that means something was up, in my opinion.
Some shady shit.
And it could be something as innocuous as the fact that there are a lot of people who are missing who have never been reported. And to get that information out in the public, there are going to be a lot of questions as to why nobody in the National Park Services are doing anything about it.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. But then he's like, I'm going to do this myself. So he started researching missing person cases, put together his own list, and he found there were a lot of commonalities which had no explanation and remained a mystery. And for those, he created a profile and a pin board, kind of like that whole bit from Always Sunny, Charlie's fucking, everything's connected.
Oh, man.
And that matched the outline. He made some exclusions to cases that involved like stuff like animal predation, potential drowning, suicide risks, mental illness.
Yeah, stuff like where it could be plausible that they went missing for a rational reason. But a lot of these stories, and I'm sure Bobby is going to go into them, is that people were just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're there 1 second, gone
and
the
then
next.
they're just gone.
Yeah.
Literally right behind you, and then they're gone. Or I'm just going to step in this bush and pee. Gone. Found 71 miles away.
Up in a tree.
Kind of reminds me of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that book's insane.
You got to read that one, Becky.
Okay.
It's a real short read. It's like 200 pages. It's small.
Yeah.
You can read it in a day.
To me, it's one of his best books of all time.
It's really, I would love, like, I think they could do, like, not miniseries, but, like an hour-long, like, TV special
like a
for it.
Netflix special.
Yeah, something like, because they did, they've done a couple of them.
They did Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So why not,
That'd be a pretty good one, especially because, a lot of people now, it's kind of coming out as in popular culture about the fact that people are going missing in national parks. The only good thing I told Angie the other day when I was looking at the map for this episode is that most of it seems like it's on the West Coast.
Yeah, we're good.
We are good. There's very few disappearances as clustered as the ones that are out up in, Colorado, Utah, all those places.
Well, we don't have as many national parks in Georgia, correct? We have like one or two. Big,
Yeah.
but most of them are out there.
And we don't have huge national parks that span states.
Yeah.
No, but we do have one of the biggest state parks
Yes.
True.
in the U.S., but not spanning states like Becky said.
No,
Yeah.
speaking of this.
Unless you include the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Which you wanted to talk a little bit about that, too.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you saying, Bobby?
But speaking of this, my parents were in the Midwest last week. They were going to a wedding, but my dad's like, let's go out a week early, and they're exploring. They went to Yosemite, and I was like, y'all be careful. Please, dear God, be careful. Because I just started researching for this, because I had a basic idea of what this was, but then I just started researching this, and they texted me, here's the geyser, and I was like, God fucking damn it.
Don't fall in the geyser.
Don't fall in the geyser. Don't walk up any random staircases, and you feel uncomfortable, run.
You got to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love going to like the state park here. It's so nice. It's so peaceful. But you got to think about it. Like, there's a lot of reasonable, and there's a lot of skepticism regarding missing 411 and whether it's a supernatural or like a sciencey or a pseudoscience phenomenon that's happening. But there has to be an explanation as to how somebody could be right behind you and then they're just gone. Like, there's no reason for it. Some of the stories we'll go through it. Some of the stories of how these people were found or like any of their missing items, doesn't make any sense. So how would it have gotten to like 700 feet up on an elevated like cliff when that was like 120 miles away from where they were last seen?
And especially when it's a fucking child, right, Angie? When they're 2 years old, there ain't no fucking way you're crawling up there.
Oh, and they're taken very good care of for a while. They're like, they've been for like 6 months. They were taken care of, and then cause of death kind of unknown.
Yep.
Well,
they're found like up in a nook on a solid rock face
with their pants off inside out. Like, what animal can do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how would that happen?
True.
Yeah, and they'll find like wild berries and stuff in the system. So something was feeding them. Sasquatch, we're looking at you.
Skinwalker Ranch, we're looking at you.
Jesus. That
But
baby's just sacrificed at that point.
I love
baby.
I love some roasted baby on a spike.
Speaking of roasted babies on the spike, Bobby, you want to tell us a little bit more about this?
You're terrible at the full circle thing.
I
Becky.
love it. It's to me, it's like that's my brand. Is not going full circle. It's like going off a cliff more than anything.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I drag race off of a cliff that wasn't there to begin with.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm in the middle of a street. How did that precipice just come out of nowhere?
No, you're in the middle of the street and you're like, how this fucking curb get here?
It's exactly. I am. Yes, that's exactly right.
But so here's some criteria and common themes with all these disappearances and stuff. People who go missing usually do so national parks, around large bodies of water, or near boulder fields of all things. Fucking boulder fields, Christ.
I have an explanation for that.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay.
If the missing individual is found alive, they usually have memory loss about the entire event, and children sometimes tell weird stories about how they went missing. Like there was one where the kid claimed a fucking wolf fed them for like 6 months and shit. Which smells like a skinwalker. Yeah, exactly. Smells like a skinwalker to me. Trying to corrupt them and shit. If the missing individual is found deceased, the cause of death is almost never determined. Right. Almost every time. And they die without a cause, but we're going to say it was exposure.
Yeah,
because they don't have a better answer.
Exactly.
They have no idea. A lot of times with the younger kids, you start to wonder if maybe it's not something to do with nutrition or like some childhood disease got them.
But like a fully grown adult,
they can't determine it. Yeah.
And then the missing are found in areas that seem difficult, if not impossible, to reach by foot, or in that time that has lapsed. Because so you found kids 12,000 miles away in just a matter of a few hours, or being found in high elevations such as mountains, 2,000 feet in the air. Kids can't do that. There's no way.
No.
Absolutely no way a kid can do that.
Even most adults, even the physically fit ones, and there are a lot of stories about
rock climbers especially, and mountain climbers.
Yeah, people who are physically fit who also have like supplies and any sort of emergency provisions being found with these unused emergency provisions and are physically fit in these weird areas that they shouldn't have reached.
Think of the people on Mount Everest who were attacked by something. Their skulls were ripped off. They ran out of their tents in the middle of the night without being properly prepared. What were they running from?
Right. And
what's up that high, Sasquatch? We're looking at you again.
Well, so if a physically fit adult with emergency provisions can't survive what's happening, and how do they end up in these places? How is a 5-year-old child doing it? It's not like children. I mean, they might be able to fly. I don't know. But I'm thinking Brightburn as we're talking about this BT dubs. That's what my brain just went to.
Maybe Brightburn's just a skinwalker.
Maybe.
I like how everything is now not Sasquatch, it's Skinwalkers.
Oh, I'm more scared of Skinwalker than a Sasquatch.
How do we know that Skinwalkers aren't Sasquatches? Or Sasquatch. Anyways.
Close enough.
Yeah. They're Crusaders. Anyway. But one other thing I didn't write down, I forgot to. There is a high percentage of the victims, or whatever, the missing people, are like a high end on the science side. Like there's a lot of professors, scientists.
I think I did hear something about, and it might have been the documentary, I might have read it, where they said that people who have gone missing are either mentally or physically handicapped, or they test on the genius level.
Yeah.
Well, and the mentally handicapped are usually autistic people who, it's not been proven, but a theory is out there that they're actually so far beyond genius that their mind can't literally handle the scope of their thoughts.
Right.
So it's interesting to think about that.
They looked into the void, and the void looked back.
This is why I can't go. I would be taken.
They all take true damage when you have 3 or more voids on the board.
They would see me and be like, "Nah, that hair frog's got to his brain. He's not good enough for us." I'm like,
you know what voids are good for? Void brawlers. They're really good.
I don't get that reference.
It's a team fight tactics reference.
Speaking of team fight tactics, let's talk about this. No.
Yeah, see, we got there.
See, you guys are... I'll full circle us from now on.
It's a rotation.
But speaking of team fight tactics, there's teams of search and rescue that have repeatedly searched for these people
Yeah.
and been unable to find them. See, that's how you got to do it.
That was so lame, but you got us there.
It's not lame. I'm good at full circling. It's my job. Like it is. I have to bullshit people all day.
Okay.
Fair. But we're going to focus on 2 cases. One, because it's like the big one, the first one he really delved into. And the second one, because it's some commonalities with me, which is kind of creepy.
It's Bobby's reincarnated. Bobby is reincarnated from this person.
I fucking hope so. That'd be kind of dope. But anyway, on July 25th, 1981, 14-year-old Stacy Arras, something like that, from Saratoga, went on a horse riding trip with their father George and 7 others in the Sunrise Meadows area of Yosemite National Park in California.
The Crusaders go to Yosemite.
Yeah. They drink some Vinegar as well.
I fucking hate all of you, goddammit. After riding a few hours, they stopped at some cabins at Sunrise High Sierra Camp around 3 miles southeast of Tenaya Lake. Whatever. Fuck, I hate saying.
Tenaya.
Sure. Shania Twain.
Shania Twain Lake.
1.5 miles from Sunrise Lake. So the group decided to freshen up after the ride because, you know, you're going to be chafing a bit around some horses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And you know what the worst part of riding horses is when you get off and your butt is sore? Like, you get used to but the bouncing
Well,
on
in
it.
the leather, you got the butt crack sweat, and you're chafed, and it's miserable.
Oh, yeah. And your legs, thighs hurt because you've had to balance yourself on this, like 2-ton animal.
Wait, are we talking about horseback riding or sex? But
I
yes.
feel like I need an adult.
But later that day, Stacy was like, I want to take some pictures. So she's walking back, and there's this old guy. I think it's one of the riders. Is sitting by this boulder formation. He's like, you want me to go with you? She's like, sure. So he walks with her for a bit. But he's fucking old. So he's like, I'm going to turn back because I'm a frail old man. So he does. And they can still see her. They're not that far off in the distance. So she walks. And then hours later, she ain't saw him come back. So they're like, shit. Here we go again. Anyway.
She's a Grand Theft Auto meme?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Anyway.
Wasted.
I wish I was last night. Anyway, so a huge search involving up to 100 people and sniffer dogs, good old puppers, were deployed over 10 days, and all that remained was a camera lens cap. All they found of her. All. And David was like, hey, can I get this file for Stacy? And his request was denied, even though they have a huge case file on it. And not even the family or the local congressman could get to the file, despite the case not being actively investigated. So I'm like, what you doing over there? Well, can we look at this shit?
That is really strange that even the family can't get access to the records of an investigation involving their child. That's a little strange.
I think it's even worse that the congressman couldn't get it. I mean, he's government.
This is why, okay, I'm not a big fan of Trump, and most people know this, but this is why I'm okay with Trump, because at some point he is going to say something bullshitty about how aliens exist or something. So all everybody needs to do is be like, hey, Trump, you can't even get access to this file. And you know what? He'd be like tweeting it like, yeah, I got access of it, you stupid people.
And guess what? Aliens exist, and the Queen of England's one.
Oh, but she's such a nice old lady. She got all those corgis. They're cute.
Are you kidding?
Is she mean?
Yes.
Oh, I thought she has all the cute little corgis.
I'm going to get killed just for saying this.
You're like, what's his face? Epstein?
Yeah.
Epstein?
Oh,
Epstein.
Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't say a word about you, Hillary Clinton. I voted for you. Don't kill me. Even if you kill people, I support you in that endeavor.
So what were some of these theories that just that she just wandered off, or what?
Yeah, like she wasn't a super experienced hiker, so they're like, maybe she got lost, walked off the trail, but after they searched, I think it was like a 16 square mile radius or something like that in the area. Besides the camera lens, nothing, no footprints, nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm like,
and you got to keep in mind that our search and rescue, equipment is highly upgraded from back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like infrared from above, looking, you know what I mean? There's a lot more equipment involved, and a lot of these things, the people just disappear. Their feet prints just doop gone.
Yeah, it's really strange though that, and I guess I don't know if it's maybe the reaction, because I know a lot of people say that when the sun goes down and people start to have that sort of delirious notion of which way they're going, that maybe that's part of the issue, is that they just start wandering.
she ate some mushrooms.
I mean, it's possible.
She met the Cheshire Cat.
The Cheshire Cat's a skinwalker.
Or
Follow the white rabbit.
It makes sense because he can transform.
Oh.
Lewis Carroll is a magician.
Oh, man.
I was gonna make an actual rational thought is that maybe there's a lot of like
Excuse
caves
you.
and underground like tunnels that she could have fallen in that nobody was aware of.
Mole people.
And we brought it back.
What's that really big worm in the Middle East? Do they say it's in the Sahara Desert? The really big one that like eats people.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. It's like a cryptid. It's supposed to be like a cryptid, yeah.
We've got one in America. It's a tremor.
Oh, Jesus. Those things are terrifying.
I think what's scarier is the idea from The Descent where they went into that cave.
Oh, those little goblin people.
And those
Fuck
little like
those things.
albino goblin people who like attack you if they hear movement. Oh man, that's scary.
If those things got in the real world, they get fucked up.
yeah,
They're good
in
in
the
that
real
confined
world,
space. Yeah, they get fucked up. We get some rednecks after them. That's the one thing rednecks are good for in a horror movie. Like in Halloween 4,
yeah.
the whole town rises up against Michael Myers. That's what you do in a horror movie. You go to the fucking bumfuck woods and find some gun nuts because you'll be all right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's your problem is that if they're immune to firearms.
Well, they can at least slow them down.
True.
Slow them down to where you can get in a car and go room
Shoot,
zoom
they would
zoom.
know how to trap them.
Yeah.
Like rednecks are more than just guns. We can trap shit.
You're not a redneck.
I totally am. I'm from here.
I mean, we all are from here. You're
You-
redneck
You could
adjacent.
be a redneck too. Okay, I accept that.
Redneck adjacent.
I'm Lima Heights adjacent.
Angie, you're too well.
For you, Cleats.
You're too well educated to be a redneck. Stop it.
This is true. That's true.
You're just Southern.
You're elite hillbilly.
Sweet.
Ooh, hillbilly's way cooler because they get to wear the
Yeah.
overalls and go.
And they're
ding,
actually
ding,
kind of
ding.
smarter if you think about it. Like,
I'm wearing the cutoff tank top today, though.
yeah.
And the cargo camo shorts.
Oh, I'm totally redneck hillbilly.
Redneck adjacent.
I'm just kind of dykey, so I don't know.
You know what? I wasn't gonna make the joke, but you made it, so that's up to you.
And this is
Yeah.
where we're at. Hey, speaking of rednecks, let's talk about this other guy.
Oh, you're.
Bobby Bizup, which that's a sick ass name.
Biz up.
Bizup, hell yeah,
Let's
that's
read
a
He
some
was
just
attending church camp, so he probably was a redneck.
probably, but that's not. And he was fishing,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
yeah, totally right.
But it was 1958. So there wasn't a lot more you could do in the 50s, like other than like be
You
racist.
could go jerk off.
Sure.
But the problem is when you jerked
Circle
off.
jerks.
You jerk off back then, you get someone on the pages, you're just fucked because you didn't have computers back then.
Well,
You did have the porno theaters though.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about this case.
All right. So, fun story for listeners. I am born on August 8th. No, in the 8th month, which is August, and the 15th day.
like, Bobby, you weren't born on August 8th.
I wish. I don't know why. It's
That's
just-
Hitler's birthday.
Hitler's birthday's in April.
That's something involving Hitler.
420.
At 423,
Lol.
I think
Blaze
it's
it.
Hitler's birthday.
Anyway, Bobby Bizup, age 10, was fishing down while attending summer camp at St. Malo Retreat. At approximately 6 p.m., a camp counselor approached Bobby and was like, "Hey, man, it's time for dinner." He's like, "Ooh, I'm kind of hungry." So the two of them walked down the hill toward the camp, and the counselor, noting Bobby was literally like steps behind him. Yet when he reached the camp and turned back, Bobby was gone. He's gone.
Dun dun dun.
He's gone. The search for Bobby extended across 4 days, with an estimated 300 people searching over 16 square miles. And the search included airmen from Denver's Lowry Air Force Base.
Oh shit, they got a lot of people involved in this one.
Caw, they can fly.
That's true.
But yeah, what I've noticed is the government's involved in all these. They're just covering it up.
Well, I think when you start to have things where it's like they just happen to disappear, they're like, ah shit, here we go again.
Well, okay, I'm going to come at this from a different approach.
Sure.
Has it past you guys noticed that it's always a kid with an older man?
Yeah.
And the
Pedophilia.
kid goes missing? Like, I kind of, especially this one, I'm like, really?
And it's at a church camp.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy aliens on this one.
That's fair. I just did it because he had my name. Now that is kind of cool.
Oh no, I think it's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, if it did happen, like I think I'm just jaded
Fair.
as far as,
Bad people.
bad people.
True.
I just don't think the Sasquatch would have taken him and left him the way he was found.
True.
You like to believe Sasquatches are good.
Yeah.
Or at least
When somebody
neutral.
dies, they leave them where you can find them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, sorry, we took your kid. Here's their corpse.
Thanks. Have a great day.
We're gonna
Bye.
put it at a high elevation so they don't decompose before you find him.
Bye.
Oh my God! Maybe that's why they put them so high.
Maybe. But a vacationing physician claimed to have seen Bobby walking the streets of Estes Park, 15 miles north of the camp. Clerks in Estes Park, a hardware store, also reported seeing a young boy resembling him, and he even tried asking him questions, but he failed to respond pointing to his mouth and ears and ran away. Now, I'm curious to know what that means.
He was deaf mute.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing about Bobby Bizzip is he was a deaf mute.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. See, look, I'm doing this episode, and you're fucking know everything more. You know,
Angie was like, I just don't feel prepared for it. But here's like 40,000 different facts about things I do know about it. And I'm like,
well, she's super smart, okay?
Or
God.
she's
That's what I'm
mind
saying,
speaking with the
Sasquatch.
Sasquatches.
I think it was at my window last night. Something was at my window.
It was me.
Or a tree. It could have been a reflection of a tree.
I beat up the Sasquatch, and I was watching to make sure they hadn't snuck in.
Oh, thanks, Bobs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that tinfoil hat you're going to wear at Dragon Con is going to work real well, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, just make a costume out of tinfoil, even though it'd be so fucking
Oh my God, do you want to bake? You want to be a well-done potato or
That's
something?
the costume is you're a roasted turkey.
Ooh.
You're a spit roast.
And then you die because
I want you to say spit. God damn it.
God.
No, spit roast, not God.
Yeah, Becky. God wouldn't be anywhere near a spit roast. Maybe. Unless a Pope's involved.
Ooh.
Speaking of pedophilia, let's get back to the case.
On June 6, 1959, almost a year later, he was finally found by 3 camp counselors. I spelled 3 wrong. God bless. The
Oh, they were
Camp
crusaders. That's why there's
Crusaders.
3 of them.
From St. Milo's. They came across a part of his hearing aid, scraps of clothing, some bones, and all later were confirmed to be Poppy's. A fact they didn't put down there was one of the camp counselors was part of the original search almost a year ago.
So where did they find him? I mean, it says from, like, he was, like, was he, like, really far away from where he
It wasn't not that far. I think it was like 15, 20 miles. So far, but not
Yeah.
like super far. But yeah.
He was in the
Interesting.
original search radius.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. No, it's happened a bunch where they will go over, they'll search a certain square mileage, not find them, and then fucking years later, they'll find it shit in the same search radius. So I'm wondering if it's like they comes back or like they were buried and, you know, nature and shit.
Nature has,
Yeah.
like, eroded where they were
Well,
buried
you
or
think,
whatever.
Like, say this camp counselor was in the original search party and he's the one responsible. He'd be like, I'm going to search over here where I know the body is. No, didn't find him over here.
True.
And then later he's like, oh, look at this body we found.
True.
I'm a hero now. Not only did I...
Murder him. I
Yeah.
found him.
Yeah.
Yay.
No, I'm not trying to besmirch this camp counselor because he may still be around at 100 and something years old.
True.
I don't know. But to me, it just... When I see stuff like this, I always think about something like that.
It seems sketch.
And
Yeah.
there is some thought to, like, there are some cases that have been talked about that was it just the family and they are saying that they disappeared and that's not the case? Or is it somebody who said that they disappeared and, you know, maybe they put the body somewhere until they could be found later?
Like in the documentary that it was like the 2-year-old.
Yeah.
The grandpa just ate him.
It was strange. That documentary, there's a Missing 411 documentary, and they talk about how the child, like, was following the parents, and the parents were just walking, like, down a little bit to a creek.
Yeah.
And then they thought that it was with the grandfather. He was with the grandfather. Well, the grandfather's like, I just looked back and he wasn't there. But there was a lot of evidence that the grandfather was kind of sketchy about what was happening. I don't actually know what happened with the case, but there was a lot
It's
of...
still ongoing. It happened in 2015. It's still ongoing
Yeah.
and everything.
But the grandfather was like, no, he was like right there. But it turned out the grandfather had gone back in the trailer. Anything could have happened. So it's not like you don't really know what happened.
So here are some theories or common ideas to what's happening. Big feets,
Clearly.
aliens slash UFOs.
Yeah.
Which kind of explains the higher elevation.
Yes.
To me, it's like, okay, I can see where if you're going to, and let's also remember there is some correlation, allegedly, between big feet or Bigfoots and aliens.
Yeah.
So if you are seeing an alien, you might also be seeing Bigfoot. But the thing with it is, like, that would explain maybe why they're such at a higher elevation if they're being found where they are.
Yeah.
Skinwalkers. The Fae.
Always a skinwalker.
The Fae, especially with the younger kids. Makes
Yeah.
sense. And then dimensional time rifts. Angie also has a theory, though.
Yeah.
The stairs.
Oh.
Yeah, the stairs.
Sorry, Bobby. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Okay. So if any of you guys used to follow No Sleep on Reddit, before it really became about stories, there was a park ranger who talked about trying to find missing people and how they would just mysteriously go missing. And while they're searching for them, like 8 times out of 10, they come across a set of stairs in the forest. Just a random set of stairs. And they would, if the closer you got to them, like the weirder it felt, like the vibrations just felt unusual. And he said you'd go back again and they wouldn't be there. So he wrote it up in his report one time, and his superior called him in and was like, "You never ever write about the stairs. You don't talk about it. You don't write about it. You never report it." So what if these stairs are like the stairs of Winona Earp, and they are time dimensional?
You could say it's a stairway to heaven.
I made that joke earlier.
Yeah, but we saw
Oh.
Winona Earp. That's not true. It wasn't Stairway to Hell either. It was like the Garden of Eden.
Oh, my dad watches that show.
It's
I
a
haven't
pretty good
watched
show.
it yet. She's cute.
I will say that there, and it is weird because there have been pictures, and you know, it could all just be a fabricated thing and altogether about the staircases. But it is strange that there are reported real sightings of these staircases that suddenly are gone. Like they're just there and then they're gone.
And then even in Marble Hornets, they had like stairs in the woods where they
Yeah.
would equate them with the Mothman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Slender Man.
Slender.
Slendy Bendy.
Well, and going back a little bit, you talked about how sometimes it's been seen around bodies of water and circles of boulders or
Yeah.
boulder fields. If you ever see a boulder field like that, if you kind of look at its shape or pattern, a lot of time they look like mushroom fields,
Like
like
fairy circles.
Yep.
which are
the
fairy
fae.
circles,
Yep.
which we don't really have, you know, the same kind of Irish.
I don't know though. Keep in mind about that video that was recently uploaded by a guy was filming his kids playing in trees in the
Yeah.
forest, and he filmed a fairy.
Yeah.
And it you know, they proven it wasn't a doctor to film. So I mean, and it was legit just a fairy. And she
Which-
was like, "Oh my god."
Which it would explain it in this context, because what you see when, if you know anything about like Fae lore and all of that stuff, is that children would be stolen by the Fae. Or if you ever entered into a mushroom patch or anything like that, you would be like spirited away. Hey, that's my favorite movie. Into like the Fae world or Fae wild is.
And the Fae would often replace the kid with a super sick changeling who would die. Really bad tempered, but very close to death. It was like a Fae that was dying. So they would take this body to rejuvenate the Fae world. So
Damn.
I mean, it's
Can I
something.
fuck a fairy? Is that possible?
They're super
You could
tiny.
go to a
like,
gay
as
bar.
big as your pinky.
Well, they can shrink me down, right? And go like, bounce, chicka, bounce.
But they're the
You can put them in like a dildo and they can just vibrate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's time to get a little nerdy. I actually did think about doing an episode about Fae because there's the Court of Eldraine coming out for Magic the Gathering. Talk about it like a little bit of fairy lore and stuff like that. But there, a lot of Fae creatures are purported to look like humans, just more elevated humans. Kind of like if you thought of like the Nephilim almost. Which that's also been attributed to Fae folk as well, as like that whole thing.
Maybe that's why I'm so attracted to pixie cuts.
Maybe you are Fae folk. Maybe you are a changeling.
I am adopted.
So you never know.
If I was a fae folk, I'd want to fucking like have superpowers or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe you just haven't discovered yours yet. The only limitation on ourself is ourself. Our mind blocks a lot of stuff.
You could be a really good motivational speaker with that.
No, I mean, I truly think I think that's true. Think about there is nothing that holds your body together or any sort of, like, none of this is real.
Right.
There's nothing that holds us together except the power of a thought. So if you put your mind or a group of minds together to do something.
Well, it has been shown that the human brain does have mental block. That's so you don't exert everything at once.
Right, and it protects you
Yeah.
from things that you really don't want to know. So, like you and I were talking earlier, what if we actually saw a ghost? Like, when I saw that thing at my window last night, I literally just rolled over and
Yeah.
went to sleep. I was
It's
like, I don't want to deal with
fight
it.
or flight.
Yeah. We generally choose to just flight.
Then I'm going back to this a little bit, talking of, there is a lot of like criticism to this guy though, because, his David or whatever, I'll just call him David because his last name's crazy looking. Even though I have a crazy name.
Exactly, you fucking bigot.
Whatever. Anyways, but a lot of people are critical of him because he never does come up with a theory. But if
That's not his job.
well, and it's not his job, and you kind of have to think about it like if he has no definitive answer, is it better for him to say something that's wrong and then be proven wrong?
No, I think he's great because he just presents the facts, and then you use your intellect to decide what it is.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it is unexplained. But if it wasn't unexplained, then, if it was explained, we wouldn't have to have this conversation. Like the theories of anything supernatural just could be wrong altogether. It could just be a rational, reasonable explanation as to
Yeah.
what's happening.
But they can't tear down his facts because he didn't present a false argument. So you can't contradict facts.
right.
Like, so say he said, you know what, I believe is the Sasquatches, and here's why. And then people can attack the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you just present facts with no theoretical, ideas,
Back up.
then you can't dispute these facts. These people disappeared, and this is how.
Although I do,
Okay.
if it's my understanding, he is a big proponent of Bigfoot.
No, he also has posted a lot of recordings on YouTube where he's gotten like the sounds they make, and let me tell you, those Bigfoots out in California sound way scarier than our Bigfoots here.
They're hippie foots.
Yeah, oh, they're so, I don't know, they're so loud and mean and
Yeah, I don't know. I would like, as much as I want to keep it as rational as possible, because I think a lot of these ones can be rationalized away, these stories or whatever. It is interesting to note that, and I've told people this before, is it's like I rather believe that these things exist, even though I'm kind of on the skeptical side of some of it, then be surprised later when I see a Bigfoot walking around outside my house or whatever. And these national parks are huge. I mean, some of these national parks span states. You don't know what's out in the woods. It could be, I know I've read like tribes of cannibal men are another theory that have also popped up. Like people
Makes
who
sense.
live out in the woods who are just basic, like feral
like
people.
wrong turn people.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yes.
gonna say. Yeah.
So
Those have
for all
eyes
we
and
know,
stuff.
that could be it. I mean, it could be something like as easy as that, but nobody knows unless you go out into those woods and scan it. And how do you do that with? I mean, we have great technology, but to think about like how massive that would be, unless you had a satellite made by the government that could scan these areas, and they could seriously have this. We just don't know because the government won't say anything.
But we can use Google Map satellites to look at anything we want. You can zoom in. The tree canopy makes it difficult. That's
Yeah.
why infrared is used, and even sometimes it's so dense you can't penetrate the canopy.
But you also
Penetrate.
But it's also talks about a lot about like cave systems that might not be or undiscovered. So for all we know, these people could have fallen into cave systems that they're just gone from.
True.
It's kind of scary. I like going out into these places, but you really gotta stay. The moral of this episode is that make sure you stay on the trail. Make sure you have a buddy system. Make sure that you are be able to be found, because if you don't, you might be getting by a Sasquatch that takes you to an alien planet.
Oh, so when we go treasure hunting, we got to be careful then, because
Yeah.
we could wind up
Oh,
lost
yeah.
too.
Yeah, because that's out in that area.
That's why I've got some equipment I want to get. Like everybody has a GoPro on an internal Wi-Fi system.
I have an idea. Maybe
What?
it's like the whole Indiana Jones thing, and the one with the Holy Grail, where I think you pick the wrong treasure.
Temple of the Lost Art.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just fucking turn into
You know who could
skeleton.
You know who could make sure we were all safe? Nick Cage.
Ooh.
I dislike Nick Cage.
Do you? He seems so wholesome deep down.
What about Keanu Reeves?
He's a friend of
I
puppers.
don't think he'd keep us safe though. I think he's too chill. He'd be like, "Yep, I don't
Oh,
want to
you
interfere
fell-
with the Sasquatch
Oh
though."
yeah, you fell into that alien spaceship underwater. That
I'll totally
sucks for
report
you.
that for you, but I gotta go. I got a movie to do.
But it's also important to note that.
Do you know who would save us? Gal Gadot,
Oh yeah.
Israeli Special Forces.
She probably has found missing people.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
But I
Yeah.
was gonna say that. God, I've lost my. Oh, I remember now. That even though the cases we've covered today are a little bit older, like this is still happening on a regular basis. Even I think a few months ago there was a case that came
It
out.
happens all the time. Think about when we went to the Amicalola Falls. It's on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
There were so many reported missing hikers who didn't check in. Like even while we were there, they were putting up another missing hiker.
Jesus.
And
And you wanted to talk a little bit about the Appalachian Trail too, because that is a
right, a lot of people go missing out the Appalachian Trail as well. So it's not just in these forests. I mean, so many go missing out the trail, and you see them. I think I took a picture of it. There was like 15 missing people who missed their check-in just there at the Amicalola Falls here.
Jesus.
And this is just the start of it. And they don't know what happens. Are people, approaching them on the trail and taking them?
It's the hill tribes. They knew it. They're
Like
back.
this is a very well-marked trail.
There's a theory that going kind of off of this topic, but there is a theory that there is a serial killer on the Appalachian
Yeah, it
Trail.
makes sense.
Yeah.
There's probably a couple. That shit's fucking huge.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't be surprised.
well, I wouldn't be surprised if you're looking to do something. Where would be the best place to do it other than a very
And where would you would always find a victim?
right?
And the women all looked the same.
Ooh.
It's never men. It's women.
And
I'm not saying no man has gone missing. But
Right.
in this instance, it's generally women. And the one that was missing while we were there, she was an experienced hiker.
And the thing is, like, you got to think about it. If you're smart enough to know that there's certain check-ins and certain miles, you just post up at one place. by the time anybody realizes you're missing.
They had to actually institute, and I don't know where I saw this or read this, but it's something that's coming back to me. It's like people used to just check in by signing their name, but now they make you check in and show your ID to match you because they were doing fake check-ins for people.
Yeah.
So now you have to prove that you're you checking in.
And that makes sense because, like, if you're a serial killer and you're like, hey, I figured out who this person is, let me do a check-in here with their name. That way, it leads the people off the trail.
Right, and people, don't start looking
Exactly.
until way later. And there was this one lady who came out, and she apparently hiked up and down the trail just, like, what they called her Miss Appalachian. She was an older lady. You wouldn't have thought it. But she was like, I'm going to go look for that hiker. And I was thinking, good luck. Sasquatch has her.
Secretly, old ladies are badass.
Yeah.
They've been, if you're that old and you're hiking the Appalachian Trail, you've been through some shit and you can handle yourself. So maybe.
Well, yeah, that thing is like, it takes forever to get through because you're going to Maine.
I think there's a No Sleep story that was on the No Sleep podcast, and it was about an Appalachian Trail hiker, and she wanted to go to, like, find herself. You know how they do, like, the therapeutic walks, and, like, some shit happened while they were on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, I think
maybe that's where I heard the check-in stuff.
Well, I mean, all stories are based off fact in some form or fashion.
Well, and that's how you make a good scary story. Is you have to make it believable enough that if it happened in real life, you would know it could happen.
That's why, like, a lot of horror movies based on a true story trailer type of deal.
Based loosely on a true story that may have happened a few years ago, but we have no record of it. But it's still kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know what I find interesting is that people. I mean, of course, they accept that people exist because we exist, but the fact that we exist, that we formed out of this chaotic, gelatinous universe, and it formed us, and we're so perfectly symmetrical as people, why can't we accept that other things exist?
Exactly.
I mean,
we're just stubborn.
Yeah.
Hard-headed.
Mental block.
I mean, how many people, people still today believe the earth is flat or believe that the earth was the center of the rotation. I mean, it wasn't very long ago that was a thing.
Yeah. And those people, I'm
and
like,
there are people,
stop,
and I mean, not hating on you Christians who are a little bit more classical, but you believe the earth is only 2,000 years old.
Well, there's the not fundamentalist Christians. Who are the ones that are actually down for science? There's a certain sect, I forget.
I think they are like Christian Science.
Yeah, those people are at least reasonable. You can at least have a conversation. The other ones are like, nah, 2,000 years old. I'm like, you're fucking stupid.
It's like the year 2000s. It started at BC when Jesus died, so you're saying he didn't exist in your time period? Because we started this calendar when Jesus died.
And
so let's go.
Let's also remember the pyramids are a lot older than the flood. So you're saying that the flood happened 2,000 years ago and that the pyramids happened, a year earlier than that? That doesn't make any damn sense.
They finished building them right when the flood happened.
It was like a 3-month process. There was a little bit of rain, but it's the desert. It was real fast.
But yeah.
All right.
I think that concludes our topic today.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for listening.
Before we go, I would like to say happy birthday, Bobby.
Happy birthday to Bobby.
And just say that, Bobby, we're happy to celebrate your birthday with you, and we're super happy you're on the podcast. And I'll be honest, having you here and having you as a friend has been, to use a Christian word, a real blessing.
Aww.
Because you brought a lot into our lives, and you're extremely loyal. And even though you're a lot younger than us, like, you truly define friendship.
Oh, I do what I can.
And yeah, you've been great to have with us on this. And it's going to be a year this year, like in the month or so that you've been on the podcast.
First weekend in September. It'll be a year.
So it's nice that you have been able to join us. Thank you so much for being as awesome as you are. Thank you.
Okay, that's enough of that, really. Let's...
Too much
and
mushy
now we
mush.
got to go back to actually how we normally talk. Hey guys, if you want to find out more about Bobby and where you can find him on Match.com, you can find us on.
I'm on Tinder and Bumble. I'm not fucking old.
Oh,
He's
damn!
Christian mingle.
No,
And
I'm on,
Asian singles only.
I know. I'm on JDate and BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Oh, and Grindr.
Hey, that's a secret.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can find us on Facebook at the Free Rotation Podcast.
You can find him at Hair Not There, but not there.
not there. You can find us on Twitter at the Free Rotation. We are also on Instagram at the Free Rotation Podcast. You can check us out on Twitch and YouTube. If you want to check out some of our backlog, you can check us out on YouTube. Definitely.
Weeby Geeks.
We are also affiliate the Weeby
And
Geeks.
Spotify.
Check us out at Weeby Geeks. There's a lot of great other geeky podcasts over there. Lately, I know we've been focusing a lot more on these like super like crazy theories, but this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of stuff that we don't really have talked about in the last couple of years.
We've got some nerdy stuff coming up.
We got some nerdy stuff. Hey, we got a con episode next week. I got to make sure I remember to do that. And you can find us on Spotify. You can also find us on Stitcher. You cannot find us on SoundCloud. And you can always check out our podcast and our backlog and some of the stuff.
And you can watch us stream on Twitch.
At TheFreeRotation.com. When are you going to play a scary game again? Thanks for checking us out, guys.
Do you want to play a game?
You want to play a game? You want to go into a forest?
Oh, God.